Namaste, Jai Bharat. Some analysis recently was saying that Bharatiya Vaisena, that's the Indian Air Force, is now the third powerful, efficient, it means so many things, Air Force in the entire world. First is the USAF, second China, second Russia, and three Bharat. Erstwhile it must have been China. Now, during my days in the air defense, when I was serving the Indian Air Force, that time itself the saying is that we are the fourth. We are the fourth. So 4 to 3 is not a small thing, but then it took a long time. Now, Qamar Cheema is suffering from this news. He is not so desperate that Pakistan never figures in the list, but he is so desperate that why Chinese Air Force is not 3. See, this makes no serious difference to us. As a man who used to be in the uniform, it really doesn't make much difference. That's what people say. So long as we know what we are, so long as what we know, what we're capable of doing it. Years before I was in the air defense, and now the whole thing is entirely different. I don't understand how they react to situations, because my training and my time was entirely different. Now, what all things people do, I should understand. I never try to understand because that's not my cup of tea now. Why should I know a thing which is not necessary for me to know? Because knowing something which is not wanted can be susceptible under situations that it might go out from me. So this is the kind of training that we had. What is not necessary, you should not try to know. What is not necessary, you should not know. And what is not to be remembered, forget it. Simple. That's an aspect of security. We are all trained in. And our force is an exceptionally disciplined force. Exceptionally disciplined force in capital letters. I'm not speaking as an observer. I'm speaking as an insider. Then also, now also. I've finished my service. That doesn't mean that I don't keep going to wherever I am and whichever place I am. Keep going to the Air Force stations for various things. So it is an exceptionally disciplined force. And same is the case with the entire defense force, our army, our navy. So we know what to do and what not to do. So our Indian Air Force is now said to be number 3, fine. We used to consider it as number 4 in the past. That's long before, say 40 to 50 years before. We used to consider it as number 4. I don't know if there is some statistics or not, but that's what we used to think. Nobody told us. We used to think. We have statistics. We have international journalists coming to operations rooms. We have ops room, reading rooms in the ops room now. From shift you go down behind the ops room for a smoke. There these journalists kept. We read. And let us discuss this kind of things. But Qamar Cheema is so upset because Bharatiya Vaisena is number 3 and China is not number 3, it's going to number 4. And he is trying to take strategy. This man probably knows nothing about the defense system. You can read and understand it. You have to live in that to know. Maybe he is taking statistics of or inventory of the weapons. They are carved, the things like that in hand. But that is not really what determines the efficiency. If you remember Qamar Cheema, I don't know if those days what must have been his age, appears to be much younger a man. PhD should be produced 45 PhDs in journalism. I produced my students. Because I was doing interdisciplinary research, so I could guide people in different areas, different subjects. I don't know that what he is. to know the forces one should lead. This something called as efficiency. In 71 war, Pakistan was had starfighters. We downed starfighters using our net. I don't want to say the name of the people because I've joined after 71. That time I was not. I joined after that, 4 years back, after 3-4 years after. I knew. I met people, seniors, who flew that small net, and we know who shot the starfighter with net. There's something called as efficiency. Punjabi Muslim can't match a Hindu efficiency. Let me tell you very openly and frankly, clearly. Punjabi Muslim absolutely is no match for Hindu efficiency. Particularly, you look at the South Indians. They don't speak. They don't speak, but they do. Look at the people, the scientists behind. Much considerable amount of South Indians work behind it. And the Pakistani Punjabi Muslims do not know how capable they are in whichever areas. So when he calculates the efficiency of the force, it's not the number of trucks they have. I mean, number of aircraft they have. We, that time, used to get our equipments, radar to aircraft, mostly from Russia. And they were wonderful equipments, I'll tell you. But in Russian equipments, the individual ability is prime, important. Someone who flies a MiG, if he's an efficient pilot, MiG is a very dangerous weapon in his hand. But in there, the pilot efficiency is very important. They don't depend on instruments as American things do. The individual efficiency counts not just in the fighters, also in the radars. The PPA is calibrated. You look at it, then the range and bearing should be in your mind. Just one glance. With the Russian radars, look at the PPA. It should be one glance. You will know where is what, and you should at once realize where you should ask him to turn to. The individual efficiency is something which is not available in statistics in printed forms. So considering the whole thing together only, someone who is making the statistics, of course I don't trust the statistics beyond a point, must have said Bharatiya Vaisya Indian Air Force is number 3. Maybe. But that doesn't thrill us. Because we already know what we are, especially after Operation Sindoor. It's only after Operation Sindoor I was shocked to find the performance of our air defense, of which I was a part. For considered not long time, but 10 years plus is not a small time also. Shocked. This is what we could do these days. Then I asked my former colleagues, "Why, do you have any idea what we have done?" They said, "So many things we have gone forward. We don't know. Of course, what we should not do, we should not." So Cheema cries because he doesn't want to accept it. Don't accept. Even before, we don't force anyone to say that we are great. For Punjabi Muslims, they need these narratives. The Lahori mind, the Lahori narratives, the Lahori being boisterous, they can't escape. They will keep telling we are the best people in the world. Number 1 army, number one air force, number 1 people, number 1 nation, number 1 cricket team, number 1 everything, and number 1 Muslims in the world. This is what the Punjabi Muslims speak of. That's ridiculing yourself. So no one is going to take you serious, like what Trump is entered into. Very impulsive man, no one takes him serious these days. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Siya Ram.